Ian, let's do our weekly game store employee rundown. Tell me about a nice story that happened this week, Ian.
I think I talked about this one a while back. This was really just a comment, but there's this character. I now call him the Milkman.
The milkman cometh.
The Milkman, and he is wild-eyed and has like crimped blonde hair, long blonde hair down to his shoulders.
Crimped?
It's like
waffle wave.
It's like really, really wavy. Like
he does it at home.
I don't know. But I mean, there's some effort that's going into this.
Okay. So he is clean a little bit.
Nah, no.
Okay.
No, I don't know how his hair does this. It's the most unique hair I've seen in a long time.
I don't know how my hair does it either.
But it's long and it's very wavy. And he walks around the neighborhood. I don't know if he's homeless or just there. And him and his buddy once came in and bought a 360. After, and he was like, does the sync button work on this 360? It's like, yes, the sync button works on the 360.
For the controllers.
Yeah. He's like, can you show me that the sync button works on the 360? And I'm like, okay. So I hook it up and I press the sync button. And he's like, okay. All right.
Are they known to break?
No. And I go, and I'm like, we're getting there. As far as I remember, because this first story was a couple months ago, I said, yeah, we don't usually have any issues with them. And he's like, oh, well, I've had like 2 360s, and the last 360 I bought from GameStop, the sync button didn't work, and I returned it, and then the next one, the sync button didn't work. And I was like, is it the controller? And he's like, no.
Not even think it could be the controller.
Okay, I'm like, well, here it is. It works. So I sell it to him and his friend. And they come back later that night, and they go to grab a game, and the one guy goes, yeah, that 360 is working great, thanks, his friend.
Okay.
Right? And I'm like, okay. So then they buy like a $5 game.
For the 360.
For the 360.
Okay.
And then they leave. And the next morning, they come back, and the dude with the blonde hair comes back with the 360. And he goes, yeah, I need to return this. I'm like, why? And he's like, it doesn't work. I'm like, what doesn't work? He's like, the sync button doesn't work on this one. And I'm like, and I look at him and I go, but it was working last night. And he goes, no, what? And I said, you came in with your friend and you grabbed a game and your friend goes, it's working great, thanks. That's literally what I said to him. And he goes, no, we didn't even get the TV until this morning.
They didn't get the TV until this morning.
Right,
okay.
the TV until this morning.
So he goes out and buys a used 360 without having a TV.
So he buys a used 360.
No TV.
Without having a TV.
Okay.
But it works fine that night. Because his other 360s, the sync button didn't work.
We had no TV.
But he had no TV, and he made it sound like he was buying these recently. So I just look at him, and he's like, his face is doing this weird, like,
Twitch
thing while he's looking at me, and I'm like, oh, I can't do this anymore. Like, just can't. I'm like, you know what? Here's your money back. We're done. Like, he
gave the system. It was the same system.
It was the same system.
Same serial
number. But there was no way that the rest of this transaction was going to go well. So
did you give him credit or cash?
I just gave him the fucking cash back.
Oh wow!
I was just like, be gone. Like, I really just did not want to deal with it at all. I'm just like, here's your cash back. Good day. Because I could have showed him that the sync button worked. I could have showed him that, and it wouldn't have mattered. I mean, just in that small little period of time talking to him, I realized that nothing I said would matter to him because he's not. I mean, I don't know what's going on in his life.
Did you realize he can't afford a used 360?
Maybe.
What is that? How much is a used 360?
I think they're like $50 now.
I was gonna say $40.
Anyways, so whatever. He's kind of like angry. Then, like 2 weeks ago.
So this happened 3 weeks ago.
This was like a month and a half ago. 2 months ago.
Fast forward to 2 weeks ago.
This is like 3 weeks ago. I get to work early a lot of days when I'm in La Mesa. Get some stuff done in the morning.
Sure.
And before I'm ready to open the store, I go to open the front door, and I'm going to go to the corner store to get myself some coffee.
Okay.
And as I walk out, I see him with a half gallon of milk in mid-pull. just taking milk down on the street like it's what you do. Just taking
Swilling milk.
Just swilling a half-gallon plastic jug of milk like you do on the street.
A $2.99 half gallon of milk.
And like I just walk out and I see it and I start laughing because what the fuck is this? Like I'm just like looking and he like looks down and he's like, yeah, fuck you, man. And because I start laughing, and he puts his jug down, and he's like, oh man, fuck you, and just keeps on walking.
He was just right in front of the store.
He was like, yeah, like as I walked out the door and turned, like he's right there drinking milk, and like it was just
While he's walking.
yeah, it was just the most absurd thing I'd ever seen. So I left, and he was like, oh man, fuck you, and I'm like, all right. So then later that day, he walked back. So this was at this would have been 10:45 in the morning.
Okay.
He walked this way with the same jug of milk at about noon.
He walked past the other way.
He walked the other way past
Same
the
half
window,
gallon.
Same half gallon around noon. And then around 5 o'clock in the evening, he walks by again, and I see there's like an inch of milk in the jug.
This is like a 6-hour period
Yeah.
of him working on that half gallon of milk.
Yep.
Well,
Outside.
at least it's not really warm out right now. It's not like 80 degrees, 70. At least it's like
Still, it's
you don't want to drink
was
lukewarm
weird.
milk.
So then the other day he was he walked by and he always stares into the store and just like looks at me when he's walking by. And he didn't have any milk with him, but that's why I brought him up. I referred to him as the milkman on Twitter. I said the milkman has a radio with him today, a small radio, and he did. And he had it at just insane volumes, and I have no idea what he was listening to as he walked by the One Direction. It was some hip-hop beat that I couldn't place. But when he came back the other way, it was Devil Came Down to Georgia.
It went from hip hop to Devil Came Down from Georgia.
Yeah.
All right.
That was it. I didn't see him for the rest of that day. But yeah, that's the milkman.
And he comes in every so often.
No, he doesn't come in anymore. He just glares into the store.
Oh, so the one time he bought the Xbox with his friend is when he came in.
Yeah, that's like the only time I remember him.
But now he just has milk.
He just has milk or loud radios and likes to glare at me because I break all of his sync buttons.
Is there a supermarket nearby where he picks up this milk, or you think he just goes to the local little?
I mean, there's a Ralph's. I mean, a few blocks down.
Well, it's better than having a 40, having the milk.
I think it's weirder. I mean, perhaps it is better, but it is certainly strange.
I'm not saying it's normal. I'm just saying at least he's acting in the best health for his bones and for his teeth. That's all.